So today we're looking at the ZEALOT, I guess I'm saying that right, S-67 Bluetooth speaker. Now this thing looks pretty similar to the W-King X10. We're going to take a look at it and we're going to compare it against that X10 in a sound test. So let's get right to it. Now the first thing I'll note is I have this thing on compared to my phone. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's got like a static, just kind of like a static noise. This speaker has a woofer in the middle flanked by two full range drivers, and it has a passive radiator on each end. On the back, behind the hatch here, you've got USB-C, a USB-A to charge other devices, micro SD card slot, and a 3.5 millimeter for wired connection. Now, this speaker itself, I don't like this strap. It would have been better if it was black. I mean, it's got some little metal posts here where you can hook something else to it if you wanted to. It looks kind of dumb to me to have a black speaker with a brown strap. Would have been better if it was black. It does have, if I can pull the strap back, it's kind of a small strap. Power button mode to go through your modes. That little link button, you can play two of these TWS. Has 3 EQ modes, which that's a good thing. Play, pause, minus and plus for your volume, and back a track, forward a track. You can take calls with this also. Now the EQ modes, when you push the EQ button, it changed colors. So their second EQ is kind of a reddish, third EQ is kind of a greenish color, and back to the first one. The first one I believe is supposed to be vocal, second's bass, third is like normal. So I don't know why you wouldn't put normal as your first one. So the speaker, like I said, it looks pretty similar to the X10. It's a little bit smaller design-wise. Like I said, I do like the smaller strap like that, but in my opinion that's too small. I would prefer one a little bit bigger and brown, of course. So I don't really want to take too much time going over this like I already have. The battery life, I'm not even sure. I think it's supposed to be 12 hours, I think is what it was. On the box, it really doesn't tell you a whole lot. It just says 3 EQ modes, audio cable slot, TF card, rich bass, type C for charging, and a mic. So let's just see what this thing sounds like. I'll give you a little quick demo right here while it's sitting here of the 3 EQ modes. This is the first EQ mode. It's at 20%. Second EQ mode, it's basically, they call it bass. Takes all the treble out, doesn't sound good to me at all. The third, normal, sounds a little tinny. Kind of sounds like it's coming out of a tin can a little bit. The third one, or actually that's the first EQ, I tend to like it the best. It's the default one. So when I do the comparison between this and the X10, we just use that one. Because like I said, let me go to track with some bass here. That's the first EQ mode. Second, you can see it just zaps the treble. Third, sounds a little more like a hollow, like tin can sound. So to me, the first one sounds the best, so that's what we're going to use when we compare it against the X10 and its EQ1 mode also. So let's do that next. So we're going to start this at 40%, and we'll start with the ZEALOT first. Okay. Here we go. 40%. Now, if you know if you can tell, but already there's some distortion in the bass. You can tell it 40% already. The W King is a cleaner as far as distortion goes. The Zealot may be just a little bit louder at 40%. Let's go up to 60%. You see the distortion picks up at 60%. X10 still playing clean, but it's a little bit warmer. Doesn't have quite as much sparkle in the treble.
Played in house clubs. I'm too sexy. Did not.
You can probably pick it up. You're getting distortion. Let's go up to 80%. We're really getting a lot of distortion now. The W King is staying pretty clean. I'm going to go back to the very beginning of this track, and I'm going to show you the difference in how the bass is handled between the two speakers. W King still. Okay, Zealot, we'll go back to the beginning of that. Sounds awful. Terrible distortion. Go up to 100%. Sounds awful. Change tracks. That's just terrible. I mean, this speaker just doesn't handle, it does not handle bass. This S-67 very good at all. And you get, even in the mid volumes, like 60%, apparently they have no DSP that's basically trying to limit that bass. And you see a lot of these speakers that as you get higher in volume, it starts tapering the bass off, and that's to prevent that very thing. So this speaker apparently has no DSP correction because it just allows it to run, and it is a distorted mess. So in my opinion, it's pretty close to that W King X10 price. There's absolutely no way in this world I would buy that S-67 over the W King X10. The X10 is a much better speaker, handles the bass. I mean, if you got a speaker that cannot handle bass and gets distorted like that to that extent, it's completely, in my opinion, it's on the no purchase list. This Zealot company, I guess, like I said, I guess that's how you say it. They've been making cheap Chinese speakers for quite a while. They have several other ones. But I saw one jabroni that posted a review on this. Wow, the bass is so great on this thing, man. This thing is just destroying and everything. Well, yeah, it's a distorted mess. It does have bass, but when your bass is ate up with distortion, it's worthless. So don't believe the jabronis that are saying, if you see one that says this Zealot speaker is just a bass machine. Yeah, it's a distortion machine is what it is. Give that 2, 3, 4 thumbs down, fingers down. Avoid it. Anyway, that's the Zealot S-67 review and comparison to the W King. If you want something similar to this, the W King is the way to go. 100%. Like and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. That's a wrap.